Hello everyone and welcome to Blogger Everything, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the normal-ish visuals as well, because what better way to welcome me back on your screens than with what was, honestly speaking, a very I would say impressive win at St. James's Park from FC Barcelona. Brace coming in from Marcus Rashford. I mean, listen to me guys, if anyone is ever going to say, hey, what's the point of making signings? What's the importance of signing, making signings on a team that's played really well, that dominated their league, that did all sorts of good things even in the Champions League? Look no further than tonight for proof of that, okay? Not only did Barcelona win this match because of, obviously the brace and the man of match performance for Marcus Rashford, but they also did it because of a certain Joan Garcia, who was in between the sticks for Barcelona, once again showing that he belongs at this highest level. Honestly speaking, guys, at the risk of pissing off Madridistas, I'm going to say this kid is giving me heavy Iker Casillas vibes, alright? That's all I'm going to say from there. I will leave it there. I won't bring it up again, I promise. But one thing that is for sure is that if anybody can save Barcelona into the Champions League final or a Champions League trophy, it's definitely Joan Garcia. And it's crazy for me because when you look at Barca's current squad, you've got two guys in there who look like they're going to trouble the best signing ever in Barca's history category. In fact, we've got one in Pedri, who for me is probably almost already up there. The only people I can think of who might be ahead of him at the moment are like, Ronaldinho, Johan Cruyff, maybe we could throw in Dani Alves. Those are the only other guys I can think of right now who I would say are ahead of Pedri, and that's just because they've won a Champions League. Well, except for Cruyff. I mean, shit. You know what Cruyff did for Barca. I don't have to get into all of that. But what I do have to get into is the fact that this match, to be quite honest, wasn't a very comfortable experience, all right? This could have gone either way. The fact that I am praising Joan Garcia should tell you the fact that he had some work to do. But then again, that is to be expected when you're going to St. James's Park. Like I mentioned in my Valencia match review, teams like Arsenal, teams like Chelsea, teams like City, teams like Liverpool have all gone to St. James's and have struggled there. In fact, I'm pretty sure Arsenal are on like 3 straight losses at St. James's Park. Okay, same for Chelsea. They haven't won at St. James's in a minute. So the fact that Barca were able to go there and to do all of that without the likes of Lamine Yamal, without the likes of, Alejandro Balde, it says a lot. It speaks a lot, not only about what the other players who stepped in were able to do, how they were able to step up, but of course it says a lot about our coach and how he can plan for matches like this. So, obviously it's a very big win and a very impressive one as well at that for Barcelona. Like I said, again, because of the venue, because of the conditions, because of the state of the squad. I mean, sure, you're going to have people who tell you, well, Barcelona should be winning a match like this one at the end of the day, because, Barcelona are like, a very top team, and Newcastle United, this, that. But look, at the end of the day, okay, we're talking about the mighty Newcastle United here, all right? This is the world's richest football team, okay? They could easily spend in 1 minute what Barca spent in the whole transfer window, all right? So, but on a serious note though, for real, okay, there is a big gap in terms of transfer budgets between these two teams, and it's nowhere near what you would have thought it would have been. I mean, like, if this match had been played 10 years ago, that would be in a very different context, wouldn't it? But this time around, of course, Barcelona very much financially the underdogs, but on the pitch, they're still expected to get the job done. And you know what? They were able to get the job done. And if not for taking their foot off the gas towards the end there, they probably could have kept the clean sheet as well, which would have been good. But then again, you kind of understand it with all these matches still coming up. You want to keep, some of your better players with all of, the gas still there in the tank. You know what I mean? Anywho, let me know your thoughts on the match as well. Look, what was the performance like for you? In your opinion, did Barcelona play well? Did they play badly? What did you think of the performances of the likes of Marcus Rashford, Joan Garcia? Let me know, please, in the comment section. But aside from that, I thank you all for tuning in. To have a great day, and Forza Barca.